Hey, I have a super exciting video for you this week. If you've ever heard of the rule of 72, but you're still unclear on exactly how the rule of 72 works, or you might have heard people throwing around the rule of 72, but you never really became conscious about how this rule can work for you, I'm gonna be going over the rule of 72 in this video, so stay tuned and we'll get clarity on the rule of 72 and how you can use this rule to your advantage to grow your wealth long term. I'm Nick Doherty from Forest Hill Real Estate, and let's get into the rule of 72 right now. So I went ahead and started creating a couple examples so you could see clearly exactly how the rule of 72 works. So in example number 1, we use 72 and we divide it by the annual interest rate we would be receiving depending on whatever investment vehicle we're in. Maybe it's a mutual fund, maybe it's a stock, maybe it's a money market, depending on wherever you have your investment or your money invested into and whatever the annual return is. So that's this number right here. And we take the rule of 72. So we take 72 and we divide that by the annual interest rate, which in this case is 4%. So 72 divided by 4 equals the time frame. In this case, it's 18 years for your money to double. So let's say your initial investment was $100,000 for simplicity. So you had $100,000, your initial investment. After 18 years, your investment would now be $200,000. That's how the rule of 72 works. But let's take a look at this if you were to actually take a different interest rate. This is why depending on what your money is making is so important. So now let's say you hired a financial advisor that is investing your money for you, and they're getting an annual return of 8% on your money. How quickly would your money double? Well, let's take a look at that. Example number 2, 72 divided 8% interest rate annually would equal 9 years. So that would mean your initial $100,000 would now be worth $200,000 in 9 years. And now let's take a look at this one other example, example number 3, with a little bit more of a higher interest rate. Let's say you were into private lending and you're receiving a 12% annual interest rate. How quickly would you double your money? So we take 72, as we talked about, rule of 72, divided by the annual interest rate, which is 12% in this case. That means in 6 years, you would double your money. So your $100,000 in 6 years would be worth $200,000. Pretty cool. So this is why it's very important to know where you're investing your money and what your annual interest rate will be, because that'll determine the time frame, how fast your money will double. Now, I'd actually like to show you another example of having time on your side and the power of compound effect. If you can actually say you're younger, in your 20s or 30s, and you got 20 or 30 years to actually invest your money, how quickly this can grow with the initial investment. Let's just say $100,000 for simplicity in this example. So stick with me, I'm gonna be back in just a moment. I'm gonna wipe this down, come back to you with another example. So I've went ahead and actually used example number 3 for fun. I wanted to show you the potential if you were making 12% interest year over year, the magic of compound interest. Now take a look at this. So as we said in the previous segment or video section there, if you're making 12% interest with the rule of 72, you would have doubled your money in 6 years. Now for fun, I went ahead and want to show you, if you have time on your side, the power of compound interest. Let's just say for example purposes, you're making 12% for an extended period of time. You found a great investment vehicle where it was consistently providing 12% year over year. Say you're 32 years old right now. Your initial investment is $100,000. With the rule of 72 at 12%, you would double your money by the time you're 38, which would provide you with $200,000. Let's fast forward another 6 years. Now you're 44. With the rule of 72 at 12%, now you've doubled your money again. You're at $400,000. Fast forward another 6 years. You're 50 years old. You doubled your money with the rule of 72 at 12% again. You're at $800,000. Fast forward another 6 years. You're at 1.6. Fast forward another 6 years. You are at $3.2 million. If you found an investment vehicle that provided 12% consistently over a period of time, and you're 32 years old right now, you could potentially, with the power of compound effect, have $3.2 million in your account by the time you are 62 years old. Now, this is a fun example. We're using 12%. This might vary depending on your age, where you are, your initial investment. For fun and for example purposes, I wanted to just provide you an example with $100,000 and the power that $100,000 could do over a period of time, finding the right investment vehicle for you. So this is the rule of 72. I hope that this, and I anticipate that this provided clarity for you on the rule of 72, how you can utilize this in your life right now to start seeking, a better investment that maybe you're getting a little bit more of a return, or maybe you're getting 4% now. Maybe you want to go into 6% because you realize the power that it has over a period of time and how quickly it can actually double your money. And Albert Einstein actually said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. So let this video sink in and let it provide clarity for you on the rule of 72. And until next week, until we go over another real estate trick or money trick or real estate investing hack, trick, tip, stay healthy, stay safe. I'm Nick Doherty from Forrester Real Estate, and I look forward to seeing you next week.